want to play. I want to play. I want to play in your D&D game. I want to play. I want to play. I want to play in your D&D game. I want to play. I want to play. I want to play in your D&D game.
Hi, and welcome to Dice Camera Action,
Hi!
a super duper D&D campaign
Sure love that intro. That was great.
featuring the Waffle Crew.
Hey!
Yeah.
Woo!
So previously in Dice Camera Action, the Waffle Crew was separated, and they still are, because one of their members got a powerful artifact called the Ring of Winter and ran off into the Shadowfell with it, taking his severed hand and this skull chalice from a tomb. The rest of the party, wanting to keep the Waffle Crew whole, went in after him. And so Paulton is off on his own with the Ring of Winter, now in this rundown old tavern in the Shadowfell called the Dead-Eyed Drunk, while the rest of the party is making their way in that direction, guided by Simon, Paulton's marionette son.
I see you putting that in quotes.
Yes. The Waffle Crew also the three members of the Waffle Crew also encountered a man on a horse named Lord Nile, who apparently had he and his family had suffered a terrible fate at the hands of two Shatterkai assassins that have now befriended Paulton and are with him at the tavern. A couple quick notes. Miranda is suffering from a terrible case of apathy as a result of her exposure to the Shadowfell. And as a consequence, she doesn't she doesn't believe that she can make a difference anymore. Nothing that she does is important anymore to anybody or anything. Whereas Dieth and Evelyn have a different form of despair. They can't tell in their madness what's real and what's not anymore. And Strix is basically the same.
Except for she wants to die more.
Right, she's full of dread, even more so than ever before.
She doesn't want to die. She thinks she's going to die. There's a difference.
Right.
Yeah, but when she thinks she's going to die, she just has like this resolute feeling of just, well, I guess this is it.
Yeah. Yes. So the Shadowfell is this bleak, dreary wasteland of sorts that seems to have had all the color and life leached out of it. And as the party is making their way along, several days are going to pass. So you're all going to be up to your maximum hit points. You'll have all your spell slots and whatnot. There is the matter of Waffles that we should talk about. In the last episode, Waffles was turned into a chick, baby chick, because it aggressively attacked Miranda in its madness, thinking she was somebody else or some kind of threat. What do you want to think about? What you want to do with Waffles for a moment. Also, a significant amount of time has passed in your journeys. I've been pretty ambiguous about this, but for purposes of the death curse, it's important to track. So Dieth and Strix, you are still sharing that one ring you have, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. In that case, your maximum hit points each drop by 16.
What? I thought I was gonna die first. Oh my god.
I'm so mad right now.
Oh my god. Okay.
Paulton, since you have the other ring, you're fine.
Okay.
Oh, gee.
All right. Great.
Paulton, it is a cold, cold morning. You wake up in the cot upstairs in the rundown tavern. You go over to the dresser and you look into the mirror. You've done this over several days now, possibly even weeks, maybe even months. You're not sure. The Shadowfell doesn't change much, so days and nights are meaningless here. It's pretty much just gray and dreary all the time. So you're not sure how much time has passed, but boy, have you changed. As you look into your reflection, you see that your hair has turned black, like almost the color of raven feathers. And you haven't eaten in what must be weeks. And so you are a little bit more drawn and thin than before, but your skin has also kind of taken on a bluish tinge. You don't seem bothered at all by the cold.
Nah, never bothered me any.
God damn it. No.
Your hair,
No.
your black hair has also grown out, about a month or two of growth. You're not exactly sure. And as you just gaze at this stranger looking back at you, you can hear outside laughter. It sounds like Narisiana and Lovardo are having a good ton of fun.
I'll go out there and hang with my new friends, see what they're up to.
You plod down the creaky old steps to the tap room. Narisiana and Lovardo ate the innkeeper 16, 17 days ago because there's no food. You're out of ale and out of wine. So
We're just
that's
gonna gloss over that.
That's just impressive.
That last one was the real problem.
So yeah, you go outside in front, and you're greeted by a familiar snowscape. Everything is blanketed in thick, thick snow. And you can see that Lovardo and Nerciana have gotten into a snowball fight, having built or having finished building what appears to be the last of about 100 snowmen, all around the hills of this domain.
A while. Say, huh?
But yes, they're sort of throwing snow at each other. Their mood has vacillated over the period that you've gotten to know them. They're at times very cheery and at other times morose. This is a very cheery time for them. And when they see you, Nerisiana throws up her arms at the air, looks around at the domain and shouts, "Inverno!"
I feel like I agree, but I'm not sure what that means.
You see some movement off to the side, and oh, that's Meathook. He's still tethered to their wagon, which has now got this thick layer of snow, both on top of him and on top of the wagon. You can also hear the tavern groaning under the weight of the snow that's sort of piled up on the roof. The winter wind that blows through causes the twig glyphs that hang from the eaves of the tavern to rattle and clatter around together. They and the wind and your yelling friend seem to be pretty much the only sounds in this desolate place.
But everything's looking pretty much the norm out here now.
Yep.
Okay. I will,
Snow as far as your eye can see.
safe. All right. Looks good out here. And I'll, go back inside.
All right. Make a perception check.
Okay. 13.
As you go back, as you turn around to go back inside, you don't see anything. You don't hear anything. But Lovardo does sort of walk up behind you, and he says, "So, I think we are ready for your friends, but and he sort of stops for a moment and thinks about his words very carefully so as not to offend you. But have you considered how we are going to, well, killing the ones on the ground would be easy, of course, but what about the ones who can fly? What are we going to do about them? And you hear Nericiana shout, Usidili! Yes, 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 but details. How are we going to kill the flying ones?
Well, do you have anything for flying friendos?
Not so much.
Okay.
Maybe you can work with the ring to make something that flies.
Huh. It's not a horrible idea. I'll consult with the ring. Like, so, any thoughts on this matter?
And he says, I am sure inspiration will come to you. And he says, if ale does not come to me, I might die before they get here.
Agreed. Is there anywhere nearby that... There's nothing nearby, is there?
Well, we may have to start eating him. And he points to Meat Hook.
It's like, So wait, what is Meat Hook exactly?
He is an ogre zombie. He is a rotting undead ogre strapped to the front of this battered dog. So he's all rotten flesh.
It's like,
Now ice cold.
it's like I can't say I'm stoked to go for frozen ogre, but I mean,
She habazanya surrender.
huh?
How do you say? Nericiana chimes in. Beggars cannot be choosers.
Right. Well, let's wait a little bit of a longer spell, you know.
Okay.
Let's wait until it starts to really get rough.
All right. The rest of the Waffle Crew have been making their way along through the bleak landscape. No signs of snow, just barren, grayish wasteland. The trees have become very, very sparse. There's one that you occasionally pass by. A perception check.
Okay. 18.
Okay. What are you going to do? What are you guys going to do about Waffles?
I had the idea of using some of my robes to fashion a blindfold for her.
Okay.
So if Strix can fashion a blindfold and then maybe just sort of like use, like we have rope in our adventuring pack
Yeah.
stuff to make like a sort of like a leash for her.
Yeah.
So we'll have, and we can all like hold on to it because she's
Okay.
really strong.
She's not in chick form anymore?
I can't polymorph for that many times, and it only
Yeah.
lasts an hour. And if it's been
Okay.
16 days,
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
or more than that, it's been more than 16
Yeah,
days.
it's been over a month. You just,
What?
yeah.
Us just wandering?
You're just following this road. The one thing that Lord Nile can tell you, having lived here much longer than you, is that the Shadowfell is sort of vast, and it's hard to ascertain just how far one travels for how long here. And usually, trips always feel painfully longer than they should. There are so few maps, but if you were to find one and try to calculate the distance between two places, walk that distance, it could be like 3, 5, 10 times longer.
I'm still trying to make a map to return us back to how we got here.
Yeah, Lord Nile says you should probably give that up.
Oh,
Miranda's going to be staying as far away from Waffles as she can.
Okay. Waffles accepts the blindfold, and as you tug her along with the rope, it doesn't take much to pull her along. She's not terribly resistant. And deprived of her visual senses, she's much less inclined to hurt anybody.
Yeah, Strix will just try and calm her down and just be like, it's okay. Like, here, have a snack. It's fine.
Yeah. Dieth, with your roll, you see that there's this old, decrepit, bent tree with no leaves on it. And there isn't, the shadows here aren't particularly, since there's no bright sunlight, there's not much in the way of shadows. But this tree seems to be casting one from an unknown source. And you can see in the shadow of the tree, there is someone hanging from the tree by a noose. Mm-hmm. Kind of looks like you.
Of course it does.
Neat. That's normal.
Cool.
Why does this always happen?
But there's clearly nobody hanging from the actual tree. It's just in the shadow where this hanged man appears.
Can we see this or just him?
Only Dieth appears to be aware of it.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah, even just seeing the shadow,
And you're not sure if it's real or not. I mean,
and like just like this, I could recognize the silhouette of being myself.
yeah.
Yeah, so even just that just feels Dieth with a familiar sense, dread, and a feeling of I don't want to say it, but like a unending sense that at some point he's going to let his friends down, and that's something he can't shake from his head as memories like reflood into his brain. But at the same time, he's like shaking his head back and forth and just like, no, that's not, there's nothing there. That can't be there. This isn't, none of this is even happening. So
Okay.
great. And he's like reaching around his neck and making sure that there's like nothing there.
there's
like,
nothing
like,
there.
Suddenly wrapped around it or whatever.
Yeah.
Evelyn looks at him doing that, and she turns to Strix, and she's like, "What's wrong with him?"
Everyone's going Barbie. That's what's wrong. It's this place.
What does the where? Why?
It's this place.
Well, can't you do anything about it?
Can't I do anything about it? I can't do anything about anything except for put bits of my trash robe on the owl bear.
Well, you do all the magic stuff. You can do the magic.
There's nothing I can do about this.
Diaz will like go back to the other two as they're arguing, and he's just like, "Guys, hey, I'm okay, right? Am I okay?
I don't know. Are you okay?
I don't know.
Is he cursed?" I look at Holly. Is there something
No,
wrong?
I
Can we remove a curse?
I already did that. Did you see something?
What?
She'll look at Dieth and ask him.
Yeah, he'll say, I mean, I did, but but also no. I mean, there wasn't anything there. I thought I saw something, but it's not.
It's not real.
I don't. No, it's not. None of this is real.
Neither were
Is
those.
this a dream?
Neither were those evil buffalo with the glowing green eyes you saw 8 days ago. They weren't real either.
Yeah, this is. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine. Don't worry about it. But
Evelyn pokes his cheek just to make sure he's real.
Yeah, you sort of push your metal finger into his face, and yeah, he's real.
Okay.
Or so it seems. Yeah.
Strix is gonna take off rip off a piece of her robe and hold it up to Dieth and be like, "Put it on."
okay,
It's clearly a blindfold.
he'll take and blindfold himself, and then just.
And then she takes the rope and then just ties it onto his hand. And now she's got both him and Waffle. She's just like, everything's better now.
So yeah, he'll be tied there. Just keep a hand on Strix's shoulder as
Okay.
she leads him, and he was just trying to shut the rest of the world out of his own perception. But all he does is hear everything around him.
Evelyn looks at this scene. She's like, "Oh yeah, this is definitely a dream. This can't be real."
All right. Lord Nile, who doesn't say much, he's pretty dead quiet most of the time. He does say at some point in this journey, "If I don't make it, I would like you to avenge my family.
All right. How would you like us to do that, Lord Nile? I'm sure Strix is the person who's been having a conversation with this guy, because
probably.
everyone else is just like, I see dead people.
Yeah, Lord Nile says that he's going out to seek vengeance against the Shatterkai assassins who murdered his family and tore off his face.
Right.
He's not. Oh, you see that he's become sort of more hunched and kind of smaller, a little bit as this journey is worn on. Like he's bought some time, but he is being eroded away the longer this takes.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Does he still have a covering over his face?
He's
Or
got
did he
he's
take
got the
that off?
burlap bag back on his face, so he's just looking at
Okay.
you through burlap eye holes.
God, I don't think Strix cares enough to do an Arcana check.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, Barmy, it's fine.
And his horse is also becoming a little bit more emaciated, but it seems to be able to persevere just by eating a few little tufts of grass once or twice a day off the side of the road.
That's good.
If the horse is looking hungry at all at any point during the day, Miranda tries to make like flowers, but she ends up just making grass and shrub and ugly
Okay.
little things. But she can at least feed it to the horse.
Oh,
That's,
okay. In that
all
case,
she's
yeah,
got.
the horse will eat that, and that will actually nourish the horse more and reduce its ailing nature. So,
Strix is like, don't worry, Lord Nile. None of us are getting out of this.
Yeah.
We're in the dead book for sure. We might be dead now. I don't know.
occasionally, Miranda, the horse, will come over to you and just sort of bump into you, like I'm hungry, kind of bump.
Aw.
I'll feed it. I'll
Okay.
feed it immediately.
All
And she'll
right.
be like, at least I can do this.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
All right. Paulton, you're back in the tavern. It's cold, but you don't care because you don't feel any of it. Nericiana and Lovardo have their fur-lined overcoats on, and they're sort of freezing cold, but bearing with it. This is all part of yours and the Ring's grand plan, and they're all in. But you see just empty flagons on the table. All the casks behind the bar were emptied out.
So do I have a rough idea of how long it took me to get here?
Yeah, it took you. You were in the carriage at the time, and you remember
Yeah.
long, long periods where you were just sitting there across from these two. You'd venture to guess maybe a month, maybe a little bit more. And then you spent, or actually, all told, it's been just a little over a month, you think. A raven comes flying in through the open doorway and lands on the bar. And you see that it has in its clutches a dead mouse. And it leaves it on the bar and just sort of hops over to the end of the bar, and Nericiana and Lovardo go for the dead mouse. They bring it back over to the table, and they slap it in the middle, and Nericiana says, well, this is lunch. How shall we divide it?
You said that I hadn't eaten, but I didn't really care.
You don't seem to care. The Ring's evil seems to be sustaining you.
Yeah, I'm just like, you know what, you guys go ahead. I'm not super hungry.
Okay. Nericiana will find a knife and begin cutting it right on the table in half. While that goes on, Lovardo takes out a little piece of notepaper, starts writing something down with a little quill pen, and then rolls it up into a tight little ball, ties it off with a little piece of string, and gives it to the raven, which it takes in its claws and flies away.
What was that?
He says, a little, I thank you for the Regina di Corva. How do you say, the Queen of the Blackbirds?
The who now?
The Queen of the Blackbirds. The ravens, they are her messengers. This is a good sign, my friend. It means that she is watching out for us. And he goes over and looks at the half-dead mouse. I wish we had a stove.
Just like I feel.
Nericiana says to Lovardo, a heads or a tails? Haha, you're too funny. And he takes the tail.
Queen. Just like I feel like that sounds familiar. First, I don't know.
The ring will tell you that they probably mean the Raven Queen.
Like, yeah, Raven Queen.
Yeah.
Okay,
She
cool.
lives
More
in the
allies.
Shadowfell, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Her elves made me.
Oh. Is she like? So I'm guessing probably like a feathery type, maybe.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Ring says I've never seen her, but yeah, she's called the Raven Queen. I bet she's either that or a big raven.
True. Big ravens. Got it. It's like, I'm gonna. What? My hand is nearby, right?
Yeah, it's still crawling about
It's
wherever
like-
you want it to be.
I just kind of glance over at him, just like Raven Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. And the ring will say, you still have the chalice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. When we kill them, and when we spill their blood, you'll drink the blood out of the chalice, and boom,
Boom.
we'll be done. That'll be it. That's the ritual. Spill their blood, drink the blood. We're done.
Because of course.
Right. Of course.
Lovardo will say, Lovardo will just look at the chalice, which you're probably carrying on you, and he can't hear your telepathic conversation with the ring, but he seems to, maybe he caught you glimpse at the chalice, maybe it's just coincidence, but he says, when we're done here, I'll buy that off you if you like. It's a very nice cup.
The chalice.
See,
Oh.
when you're done, when all this is done, you have your domain and you're the king of this land and all that.
Sure. We can talk about that down the road. Why not?
It's at that point where you hear something outside, and so do Nericiana and Lovardo. It sounds like another wagon trundling. Horse sounds.
Someone want to go see what that is?
Yeah, they'll sort of rush to the door and look out, and it's a wagon, says Lovardo, turning back, and Nericiana says, pulled by 2 horses. It's got a driver. It's a Vardo. A
It's
gypsy,
what now?
a gypsy wagon.
Okay. Can I look out a window?
Yeah, when you go over to a window, you can see coming up through the snow, up one of the roads, not the road that you came from, but one of the other roads that meet at this Y-shaped crossroads. You see a Vistani wagon with little lanterns hanging off the corners of it. Brightly colored, but it is sort of carrying some snow and frost on it. There is a bundled up driver at the top on the reins. He's a big guy, seems to have a presence to him. And there are 2 gray and white mares pulling this wagon through the snow. And it is coming toward the tavern. You can see strapped on the back of the wagon appear to be some large casks.
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 Interesting. Let's see. I would like to. How far is it?
Oh, when you first hear it, it's probably about 30 yards away.
Okay.
So about 100 feet. And closing. It seems to be coming up the hill to the tavern. And
I'm going to ask him, like, are we expecting a shipment of some kind?
Nericiana says, I would ask the innkeeper, but we ate him.
Right, of course.
Maybe it's a delivery.
Perhaps. And I would like to use locate creature.
Okay.
I want to see if Diath is within, what is it, 1,000 feet. I want to see if Diath's in there.
You do not detect Diath in there. As the driver of the wagon gets closer, you can see, aside from he's a big guy, one of his other distinguishing features is he seems to have only one arm. He's holding the reins in one hand. His other arm seems to have been lopped off or lost at some point. There's something vaguely familiar about him. But as the wagon creeps up, it sort of stops out in front of the tavern. And you can see that there are a couple, not Vistani, but they look like guards, come out from inside the wagon. And one of them says, ale delivery. The other goes to the casks and starts to unhook them from the wagon.
Can I?
And Lovardo's like, finalmente!
Oh, we're all right. This is a delivery. We want this. We're not suspicious at all.
Lovardo doesn't seem the least bit suspicious. He's going right over to the casks and inspecting them. And he says, what's this say, this word? And one of the guards says, Gauntle Grim, Dwarven Ale. You don't say. Where is this Gauntle Grim?
No.
The rider on top of the wagon is kind of looking at you strangely. He's kind of a big, bald man, missing his one arm. Make a perception check. He's also
12.
you also see that sort of stuck in the seat next to him is a big battle axe that he could pry up and wield at a moment's notice. There is something familiar about him, but you can't put your finger on it.
That perception was a 12.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he sort of looks at you, looks you up and down, and then says to the guards, hurry up, we have to go. This is a rotten place.
It's like, rude?
Lovardo's like, yeah, he's a rotten, but we don't care.
Oh, all right, we're going with it. Okay, sure.
Yeah, and he starts to help the guards roll the casks over to the door. And the guards are happy to just sort of park them out in the snow and then head back into the wagon.
All right. I'm gonna.
The driver is looking around very carefully like he's looking for someone else. And he says to Nericiana beside you, he says, are there any others here? Guests? Patrons? She says, no, just us. The guards start to pile back into the wagon.
I'm gonna Hmm. Can I talk to that driver?
Sure. You walk over through the snow next to the horses, which are just huffing and puffing in the cold.
Is there something I can help you with, sir? I'm getting some what's the word? Nonverbal communication. So
And he says, no. You don't think he means it, but we have other deliveries to make.
have we met? Do I know you?
Maybe.
Very helpful. So,
He does look familiar.
I gathered that. I feel like I should just know. So maybe we've met. You look familiar.
Different time, different place.
What's your name?
I'm just like, hey, you know what? I got other stuff to do. Carry on.
All right, the wagon leaves, and it does an about face and goes down the hill. And Nericiana comes up behind you and just sort of hangs on you affectionately, like she's known you now a good enough time that she's not violating any, personal space. And she says, "What was that all about?"
I don't know. I guess I'll never know. Oh well. La-di-da-di-da.
She says, "Sometimes things do come back to haunt us. Maybe we should kill them."
Oh, that's foreboding and also hard to argue with.
Lavardo says, "Hey, but if they bring us a drink, why do we kill them? We want them to come back, don't we? I mean,
Oh, true.
dwarven ale, worth a try." And
Oh, look at
Nericiana
them.
just goes, "Ugh, ugh. No, not worth a try."
Yeah, I look at the ring. I'm just like, yeah, there's something this thing can't do. It's make ale. So we can burn that bridge another day.
All right. The Vardo leaves, disappears into the snow. You've got 4 casks of dwarven ale stamped with the emblem of Gauntlgrim. Make a intelligence check, Paulton. Gauntlgrim. That sounds familiar.
That is a very natural one.
Okay. Oh, not so familiar. Not so
We
familiar.
all know what it is.
Sounds good.
All right. The ring says to you telepathically, "Oh. Oh, you know what we need? A dragon."
Come again?
Our flying friends problem. We need a dragon.
What? Personally, the only dragon I've been in contact with, say it's not my biggest fan.
Yeah.
Oh,
but-
you're familiar.
Oh, yeah.
you-
Yeah. I was there.
Right,
I was there,
right. You were
buddy.
there, you were there. Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. I'm thinking an ice dragon that you can ride into battle.
How dare you tempt him to the things he loves most?
I mean, it'll take some
So-
work. I'm not saying it'll be easy.
And I might need to think absolutely.
Maybe we should get on that.
Yeah.
Could take a few tries. It's not like making snowmen.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What do we need to do?
We need to burn some charges, buddy.
Let's give her a shot then.
All right. The rest of the Raffle crew.
I want to die.
You're Evelyn. You've got blindfolded Paulton and blindfolded Waffles. You've got Simon leading the way and Strix holding ropes. You've got Lord Niall on that Miranda is feeding flowers to on a regular basis. That seems to be somewhat enamored with her. Maybe even hoping that Lord Niall dies so he can be with her forever.
At least something likes me.
And coming down the road in the opposite direction is a gypsy wagon with a big one-armed rider.
Excellent.
Two healthy horses.
I'm rolling 50-50 for whether Evelyn thinks things are real. I
Yeah.
rolled a nat 20 on that wagon.
Holy smokes.
So Evelyn has never been more sure that something is real.
It has been a while, Evelyn, since you've seen a Vistani wagon, but that is as real a Vistani wagon as you've ever seen and heard.
Boy.
Vistani!
No, no, no!
Everybody, all of you can make perception checks, except Miranda, who has no real frame of reference here.
Cool.
I'm blindfolded.
And Dieth is blindfolded, so nothing for him.
My perception was 4, even though I saw it. I know it's real, but I have no idea what it is.
Yeah. I got a 3.
Okay.
Cool.
No
Hey, just
pressure,
for
guys.
fun,
I'm glad you're
Dieth,
getting
what
all
would you
these
have
rolls
gotten,
out of your
Dieth?
system.
21. All right, that's fun.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's just for
Okay.
fun.
The wagon trundle, or it comes right toward you. You see Lord Niall puts his hand on the hilt of his sword in case this is a threat bearing down. But as it gets close enough, Strix,
I know.
you recognize Ezek,
know.
and
I
Ezek
know.
recognizes you.
Oh God.
I know.
Oh God.
But the last
And
time
blindfolded Dia.
yes,
Oh,
the last time you saw Ezek, he had both of his arms. His fiendish arm appears to have been cut off or severed.
All right.
Oh.
Is he making any attempt to, like, is he looking at me?
He is looking, by the time, so he didn't roll great on his perception either, and you've changed a lot since the last time he saw you.
Right.
So,
It's called life.
years of goat's
Exactly.
blood,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit of this, little bit of that.
new
Years
accoutrements.
of crying
That's
and
right.
depression.
Yes.
And, but when you do finally, when your eyes finally lock, there is an irrefutable knowledge that you have come together once again, and he sees you clear as day. And instinctively, his hand just sort of goes for the battle axe.
Will you let me know when Evelyn recognizes him if she does?
I will.
S-
And he pulls back on the reins to stop the horses, and the Vardo comes to a dead stop in the middle of the road.
I just go, run! I just start running. Run! Everyone run! I have to make
Strix
sure
goes
everyone
off
else
the
is
road.
running. No, I'm making, they're running,
Okay.
not Strix.
Okay, so Strix is staying where she is.
Yes.
But okay, so
I imagine that Evelyn's still pointing like, Vistani, Vistani! And Strix is like grabbing her by the flying arm, and Evelyn's flying like, no, look! And Strix is just dragging her off as she flies.
No, Strix is telling them to run.
yeah,
and
Strix
she's
is
just
telling them to
standing
run,
there.
but staying her
Yeah,
ground.
Yeah.
So Waffles goes bounding off in a random direction. Miranda, what do you do when Strix screams "run"?
I'm gonna climb onto the back of the horse and sit there.
Okay, with Lord Niall.
Who
He doesn't
cares?
understand the threat right now.
With Lord Niall.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just pull up behind him essentially. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Lord
Evelyn
Niall.
will chase
yeah.
Waffles.
Okay.
Baby, no,
Go
no,
after
no,
Waffles.
baby.
Dieth, you're standing blindfolded now in the middle of the road with Strix screaming, "Run!"
Yeah, he's mostly just going, wait, what?
Take it off!
Strix will say it's Ezek. Like, it's Ezek, run!
When you hear that, what do you do?
So hearing that, he'll like take the blindfold and like poke an eye out.
Okay.
Put it back down like, no.
You can see the horses, and then you can see Ezek perched on top of the Vistani Vardo. The last time you saw him, he wasn't missing his fiendish arm, and here he, like you, he's he recognized you because the last time you two stared each other down was in the courtyard garden of Castle Ravenloft when he threatened to kill you.
Yes. So after seeing this, real or not, it doesn't matter to Dieth. He immediately just, like, clutches onto the blindfold and rips it off and like just drops it to the ground.
Okay.
And immediately just pulls out Gutter.
All right. Ezek will stand on top of the Vardo with his battle axe in his one remaining arm. It's at that time that the two guards inside the wagon come out, one on each side. You can see that they appear to be Barovian guards, similar to the militia in Vallaki, kind of dressed shabbily, their armor old and ill-maintained. And they've got fur cloaks on to keep them warm, and fur hats pulled on over their head with little flaps over their ears. But they come out and they've got hand axes and crossbows.
Strix is going to step in front of Dieth. That's not happening. That's nope. And she's going to look straight at Ezek and just kind of be like just look at him and say, I told you once that they were my family, and I'm not going to let you do this again. I will kill you. And I'm going to try and intimidate him.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. 21.
All right. Yeah. So you give him a blistering verbal assault. He hops down off of the top of the wagon and takes the axe and just kind of plants it in the ground. And he says, I am sorry.
Yeah, this is all bullshit. None of this is real.
No, it's real. I'm the one who knows it's real. It's real.
And then he'll approach, not aggressively. He'll sort of walk toward you slowly. He does not seem to have any weapons.
Okay.
Like, even as he approaches, Dieth is like trying to get in front of Strix and like Gutter ready.
Yeah.
She's like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I just... How many hit points do you have?
Not a lot.
And when he gets to have a quiet conversation, he says, I am a changed man.
How? Your arm's gone?
That was the start. Do you remember when so long ago. Do you remember when I held onto the wagon? And tried
Yes!
to get at you?
How could I forget?
That's how I lost the arm.
Oh.
Nice.
And when it died, something in me died. And it was the part of me that could only see hate and fear.
But you're part of the Skizzics. Bad family.
I don't know much about them.
Well, neither do I, so welcome to the club.
We were both cast aside.
Cast aside by the Skizzics?
Left to the mercies of those in that terrible place called Barovia.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. But I was taken out of there, and you were left there, and then you screamed at me, which I hate.
I've brought something.
What? You also killed my friend and my family. You killed my... Okay, fine. You're barmy. What did you bring? I hope it's a snack.
Come with me. I'll show you.
No, Strix, don't.
I'm not going without him.
Fine.
See?
Bring him.
Stop running! Apparently his arm is gone and it was evil. I'm like, all right.
Waffles makes a wide circle back toward the party.
Evelyn's just like flying after her. And then I think Evelyn jumps on Waffles and they kind of go
okay.
up over together.
All right. Yeah, Ezek will lead you gently back to the wagon.
So Dieth is practically like shaking in his hand of just trying to restrain himself right now.
Well, Ezek turns his back to you, so that's something.
He wants it so bad.
If Strix sees him shaking, she'll like hold his hand and be like, just like no, it's okay.
Yeah, okay. This is definitely not real. Okay, I'm okay. Let's go along with it.
She's just like holding you back. And she'll follow Ezek wherever he's going.
I never
She's starting
wanted
it's
to
not
hurt
real.
you and your friends, but I couldn't help myself.
Bullshit.
Shish!
Evelyn arrives and goes, "This wagon's totally real."
He says, "We're cursed with fiendish blood. What do they expect us to become?"
I'm not like you. I don't kill innocent people.
No?
No.
You've never killed anyone innocent?
I mean, it was an accident if I did.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. He will kind of push one of the guards aside. When you peer into the dark gloom of the back of the Vistani wagon, you see a large number of just a lot of paraphernalia. There's a small stove in there. There's some hanging stuff, some small little banners and tapestries and things. There's a chest, all kinds of stuff. Little hammocks on both sides that the guards use, things like that. But you also see stuffed here, there, and everywhere are dolls.
Oh.
And he says, "My collection. I make them."
I make them too. Something we have in common. She's like just laughing to herself.
And he goes into the depths of this wagon. And you just see his huge hulking lumbering form move inside, and the whole wagon sort of shakes as he moves back and forth. And when he comes out, he tosses something out onto the ground, and it's the Strahd puppet.
No,
Rachel.
That
no idea what that is.
is the real Strahd puppet. That's the real Strahd. Kill it with fire.
And
Who is that?
out in the back of the wagon, Ezek will say, "We got this in Gauntlgrim."
No!
Put it back.
What are you doing with that?
Drit sucks.
No, Dritz is nice.
Shut up.
Hey, all Dritz said was he'll take it to Gauntlgrim.
Oh no. Strix
I
will
miss
Strix will pick it up and put it in her robes and be like, "You know that's really him, right?
Yes.
Then why did you bring it back to us?"
Because he might be the only one who can save you.
What?
Whoa. No!
No.
Strix, we're
No.
done. I'm done with this. I'm done with him.
Nope. Anna
This is
done.
our only choice. Shush!
He'll hop back out of the wagon and he says, "I've done what I set out to do."
Who told you to do this, Ezek?
Lady Wakta.
Why?
Because she cares about you.
No,
I
she
guess.
doesn't. She cares about the Skizzic. She doesn't care about me.
What's the difference?
What's the I don't. The difference is they can all go be in the dead book for all I care.
He'll close up the wagon.
What are we supposed to do with this puppet?
I
Just
don't-
release him, or like?
Yeah, could you elaborate on how exactly Strahd, the evil monster whom we have had to defeat multiple times and who has done terrible, unspeakable things to not only us, but lots of other people, is supposed to save us?
I don't have all the information. I just do what I'm told. And I want to help you, I really do, because I do care about you more than I care about my own life.
Well, Ezek, you need to work on that because that's not healthy.
Now, if you need
Evelyn
me,
also does not believe that.
if you want me to follow you where you're going and help you more, I will.
Yes, we
Otherwise-
need help.
What? No, Strix, we
need
can't have him
help!
around.
We need help.
Not from them.
What are we going to do? We're stuck here.
I don't know. I don't.
I will die for you, and they will die for me.
We need help.
Evelyn gets really, really close to Ezek and looks in his eyes. Can I roll
Okay.
an insight check?
You sure can.
17.
All
Evelyn
right.
wants to know if he's being genuine.
You think that, based on your role, that Ezek believes that this is the best way to help Strix. But you also get the sense that this is what he has been told to do. That he is essentially a mercenary in this thing. Somebody has told him, you want to help your sister, do this thing, and so he has done it.
So Evelyn's like this close to his face, and she yells to Strix without moving from his face. I don't think he's lying, but also he may just be, how do you put it, barmy.
He's definitely barmy.
I don't think we should ever release Strahd, ever, ever, ever. She yells that into Ezek's face.
What happened to you?
Huh?
Strix, we can't. Not for him. Not like this. He'll go too far. He'll do something wrong. But we can't. Not from him.
He can help us. We ain't releasing Strahd no way, no how. Dream or not, I am never releasing a Strahd in any realm, in any dimension. No way, no sir. Boop, Ezek, no. But Ezek can help us if he wants. I don't think he's evil.
Paulton, how many charges of the ring would you like to try to spend to create this dragon?
1/2.
Let's go with. You know what? Let's let fate decide.
You got 20 charges.
Looks like I will be trying for 9.
Okay. Your first great experiment into dragon creation fails horribly. You basically get a dragon-like sculpture that has no real semblance of the life spark to animate it is just not there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that without even a check.
Well, good, great.
Shall
And
we wait
that
till
was-
tomorrow then?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Lavardo, by the way, gets totally sloshed on Dwarven Ale.
Good old Vario. I just imagine like just Paulton's just like fucking around trying to make this ice dragon, like throwing stuff against walls, just like, where are they? It's taking forever.
No.
Don't worry about it, Nate. Don't worry about it.
Yes, the word that the Shadowkai use is sprigati. Hurry up. Get on with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear shouting downstairs back in the tavern. They're getting into an argument, which happens. They both seem to be very, very. Their emotions seem to swing wildly from one end of the spectrum to the other. But you're not exactly sure what it's over.
And
And then
seems like a them problem.
Yes. And then as night approaches, they creep up into your quarters like ghosts and sleep in your bed.
Cool, man. Good company you got.
Gross.
Am I aware of this? Oh. It's like
They seem kind of needy in that way. Yeah.
I'm just like just try and get comfy and like
Okay.
at least have a couple inches between.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What are you guys going to do with Ezek?
We need help.
I hate this. I hate this.
Do you want to die or do you want to deal with his barmy ass?
Ezek, who told you to come help us? Who
Lady
who gave you the
Walker.
doll?
Lady Walker.
He got the doll
Lady
himself.
Wachter.
He actually had a larger force that crept into Gauntlgrim and took the doll at great cost.
What the hell makes
And who told you that you needed that doll, and why do you think that we need it?
Lady Wachter told him to get the doll.
Lady Bocter's my aunt, I think. Strix will ask him, like, she's like my mom's sister. Who is my mom? Do you know?
He was basically orphaned like you, so
Oh, great. So we're just the losers. All right.
yeah,
well,
you're both cast-offs.
Great.
Basically
Defects.
sent into isolation.
Of course, because I'm a dumpster person. I understand. It's fine. But I'm used to being a dumpster person.
Yeah.
But we need help. So, Dieth, please, we need help.
And we need to go. We're like 15 days late. We need to go find Paulton right now. Let's go.
I can't believe this. I can't. How are we just trusting him? It doesn't.
We don't trust him.
None of
Do you want me to blindfold him, too?
Ugh.
It's real. Don't you see the wagon? Dieth, it's real. Everything's fine.
He hung me.
I'm
He
aware
attacked
of that.
you.
I am aware of that. But this might be our only way to get out of here.
And
What the hell?
I'm less
if
evil
he can
now.
have his if he can have his fiendish arm cut off and be nice, then probably Paulton can have his stupid ring taken off, not
Exactly.
cut off, taken off, and be nice again too. So everything is fine. Let's go.
I'm not nice.
What the hell makes you think that Strahd could do anything for us? What could he possibly do?
We're not releasing Strahd.
Ugh.
Says Miranda looks to Lord Niall and she's like, who is that? I don't know that.
All right, we're leaving.
Lord Niall actually will say, I have to make a check for him. Okay, he'll say that he has heard of Strahd von Zarovich. Apparently he's a very powerful vampire lord
Strix like
who,
holds up the.
who carved out a domain for himself out of the Shadowfell.
Is he nice?
And it sounds like that's exactly what Paulton's doing, but in a different way.
Oh no.
He says, as far as he knows about Strahd, Strahd is like the archetypal vampire. He is selfish, evil to the core, and irredeemable.
And here he is. Holds up the puppet.
Wait, but wait. He's in the doll?
Yeah, we killed a kid to put him in here. Let's go.
Was he always a doll or wait?
Strix just walks away as Miranda's talking, like do 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 do.
Okay.
So, what's the plan, Waffle
Let's
fan?
look-
Paulton.
Look, Dieth, if you're too upset to go with Ezek, we cannot kill him because he has surrendered.
Ugh.
I've done what I set out to do. If I can make it easy on you and attack you.
No, thank you. Dieth.
I'm not. Strix.
What?
I'm putting a lot of faith in you. because I trust you. And he'll turn back to Ezek and point Gutter at him, and he'll say, just know if you make even the slightest wrong move.
What, you're going to
my
kill me with your
sword-
toothpick?
My sword will drink until it has its fill.
Don't worry about that. I will burn you back to the hells before he can even hit you with the sword. So
Yeah.
don't even stress.
I'll smash something too. Like,
We are all very capable people. We will
Yeah.
destroy you if you hurt any of us because we are a family. And she looks at everyone. No one. But we have to save Paulton and we need all the help that we can get.
Fine. We go.
Ezek
But
will
he
say,
stays behind him.
Fine, that's fine. That's stabby, whatever you need.
I saw Paulton.
What? Where? Wait, what?
was he okay?
Did he still have the ring on him?
He looks different.
How different?
Oh.
I almost didn't recognize him.
But still, like, super handsome, right?
He says he's at a old tavern at a crossroads, covered with snow. The land is cold. All this, and there's like 100 snowmen everywhere.
That's weird.
How far away is it?
Few days.
Let's go. You can take us there. Come on. She starts like pushing Waffles' butt to get her to go.
He'll climb up onto the Vardo and have it turned around.
Can I call out to Izek and say, is it just him?
No. He is
No?
with 2 dusk elves.
Oh, I think those are for you, Lord Nile.
Oh.
You gotta put some cutters in the dead book, right?
Yes, Lord Nile is like, I will kill them both.
That's the spirit.
You know that guy with the bag on his head is not real, right? You keep talking to,
Evelyn,
Go.
Oh,
what?
Evelyn, he is. And she sort of like taps him on the arm and like grabs his hand and sort of waves it around like, yeah, he's real.
that other ghost is talking to me again.
Simon will actually sort of grab onto the back of the wagon and just sort of sit on a little bench on the back. So he's just sort of riding on the back.
I'm sure Simon and Strix did that quite a bit back in Barovia.
Yeah. He misses that.
Aw.
Aww. Okay, let's go.
right.
Paulton time.
You head up the road following Ezek's Vardo as he guides it ever north. And as he continues to march on, Diath, your maximum hit points are now 23, and Strix, your maximum hit points are now 34.
Could you guys
Cool,
stop
man.
that, please?
I would love to. So, for the record, the entire time while we're traveling with Ezek, Dieth does not put Gutter away.
I understand. Smart move. And then you start to see, not only does the temperature drop, but you see snow everywhere. And soon you are plodding through snow, following ruts that were left on its southward journey. And marching through this stuff, unless you're Evelyn and you got little winged boots and you can just fly above the snowdrifts. And when Waffle sees the snow, she starts to galump through it and leave troughs and paths everywhere. She seems pretty happy plowing her face through the snow for a while. But it's all just sort of white and barren and dead. You see the occasional tree weighted under the snow. You also see small houses or something off on distant hills that have sort of collapsed under the weight of the snow, and it just gets getting colder and colder and colder and colder and windier and just altogether more unpleasant. Blustery gales, blowing snow in the eyes. Diath and Strix and Miranda, this will affect you most prominently. Evelyn, you're not fazed by the temperature changes at all.
I would
Strix
say
does
it never
have her-
bothered me anyway, but we've already.
Oh my
made
god,
that
no!
joke.
Well, Strix can always have fire around, so she'll just try and warm everyone up with fire.
Yeah,
Okay.
Miranda's going to do a produce flame a couple of times. And
Yeah,
keep
and
sort of-
she'll also, while Diath is like just holding his sword out at Ezek, keep kind of asking Ezek questions, like, "Are the Lorkatha angel people?"
Dieth is kept warm by his rage.
There you go. Yeah. Now, things like fireballs and produce flames, they're momentary. Like, you're not going to get through an entire 24-hour period and basking in the flames created by these spells.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Evelyn, your sword of Spinelli, you can ignite that and leave it ignited as long as it's in your grasp. Or let somebody else attune to the weapon and use that flame to keep them warm.
Evelyn can just take place in the middle of the party, the Heart of Spinelli, because her aura is protective anyway. So she's like, now everyone stay close. All the monsters and the ghoulies and all that won't get us if we're all together. And she's holding up the sword
Okay.
like, come on, everyone, like a tour guide.
Excellent. And
Follow the sword.
Strix, where are you putting the Strahd puppet?
It's in my robes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not letting anyone get it.
Do you want me to hold that?
No, I want it to stay in my robes.
But you're kind of,
You don't know what's real. You don't know what's real. I have to
that's
keep
true.
It.
All right. Nate, how many charges would you like to use the next day?
Let's go with 12.
Okay, make a charisma check for me.
Okay. That's a good. So 17.
Okay. Alas, that does not give you a very big dragon at all. And
Shame.
yeah, another day passes. How many charges would you like to spend the next day?
Let's see. I don't want to use all of them in case they show up today.
Yeah, that would be
No,
inconvenient.
you fine, Nate.
You can also just throw the ring away. Fuck it.
Oh, true. That's a great idea.
Thanks.
Let's try 13.
Okay, make another charisma check.
Ah, 11.
Yeah, no dragon.
Cool.
The next day?
I talked to the ring. I'm just like, all right, dude, if it doesn't happen today, I'm going to assume that we need to find other means. Is that cool?
Huh, cool.
Hey.
I hate this.
I'm going to try 13 again.
Okay.
God! It's like, all right, it's time to start thinking up other ideas.
All right. Waffle Crew, with Ezek, the Vardo, and Lord Nile, you guys are trudging through the snow, and
I have a traveling question.
yes.
Is Evelyn attuned? I assume she's attuned to her magic boots, and that's one of her slots for attuned items. So she can only be attuned to two magic things.
3 things.
3 total.
3
Two
total.
more.
Yeah, 2 more. Yes.
Okay. She's longingly looking at the sun sword. That's all.
Okay. And you see through the snow 3 hills surrounding a Y-shaped crossroads that have snow-covered crow cages on them. And atop one of these low hills is a rundown, snow-burdened old tavern with an old beat-up coach pulled by some horrible monstrosity parked next to it. And a
And
small,
when Strix sees that, she'll go, Ezek, is that where Paulton is?
that's where I saw him.
All right, we need to stop. We need a plan.
Miranda immediately what is it called? Mask of the Wild into the snow to try and hide. That's her plan.
All right. Gets cold under there.
That's fine. Just like her soul. It's fine.
Okay. Lord Nile will stop his emaciated horse and wait for a plan to unfold. Ezek will stop the wagon. He'll go.
What kind of plan do we need?
At
We
that
just
point
go,
in time-
hey, Paul.
Evelyn
Can I
will-
take... Oh, go ahead.
No,
That's
go,
fine.
no, it's all right. Go on.
I was going to say, can I take Ezek, Dieth isn't going to leave Ezek. I want to ask Ezek what to do with the puppet without anyone hearing.
Yeah, Ezek goes into the Vardo as he's done many times up to this point, and lights the stove and basically just sits next to the stove in the Vardo, heats the place up good and hot because he likes heat. And you're sitting next to him on one of these hot moments, not really affected by the heat yourself, being a tiefling, and he says, "You either tear the puppet apart or set it on fire. If you destroy it, it will release the vampire trapped within."
And why will this help us?
Because Strahd's super powerful.
He won't help us. He'll kill us.
Maybe.
That's what I'm trying to avoid.
But maybe he won't.
This does not seem like a very foolproof plan.
No, it does not. But I'm in the wagon alone listening to it, so.
Yes.
I'll
He says, "But you look very weak, and so does that scrawny boy you call a friend."
Strix just like little fires in her hand. She's like, she's just like, yes, you're right.
I suppose Evelyn could, deal with this on her own.
She doesn't know what's real. She can't deal with anything on her own. Also, her fighting Paulton is not something I want to happen.
Then why are we here?
To get him back? But he can't be killed right now. He has a power that this Snarson gave him. He can't be killed.
I'm not big in the brains department.
That's right.
Big everywhere else. I
We
just
will.
do what I'm told.
But tell me why I should do this. I know that you care about me as your sister, but why should I let Strahd out? Why would Lady Voctor want to save me?
She said she likes you. She doesn't want any harm to come to you. And
She
neither
wants
do
me.
I.
She wants me to go back to the Skizzics.
Worse things have happened.
No, they haven't. You're unaware of this. Will this save my friends? Did she say anything?
He says, "So you're telling me you're worried that Evelyn can't stop Palto?" And, sorry, Paulton. And you're worried.
I like him calling him Paulton.
Yeah, it's still funny.
So, look. Release him or don't release him. But he is a vampire lord. Maybe he can make Paulton take off the ring.
He wants it for himself.
I hear vampires are very persuasive.
All right, Strix just she's like, all right, fine, Barbie is okay. Go back to sis. You want to go back in and stab him, DF? I don't know. I don't care. I just don't care. She's like, I just don't want everyone to die.
As she walks out saying this, Dieth is just like, wait, what?
Guys,
Oh,
why are
Strix-
we waiting? Come on,
Strix is
there's
like-
Paulton over there.
Strix is like, by the way,
Paulton.
he called you scrawny.
Yep.
Another raven comes to the tavern, bringing more food for Nericiana and Lovardo, but also kind of squawking in a strange way. And it seems agitated.
What's wrong with this one?
I'm not sure. And when Nericiana goes over to try to pick it up, it flies off outside and continues squawking.
I'll kind of try and take a peek to see Like where it's going, what it's up to?
Yeah, when you stick your head out, make a perception check, and I'll give you advantage.
Okay. Well, first roll was a nat 20.
Excellent. So something happens
Oh
when
my
you step out.
gosh.
When you step out into the snow, it's like you can feel where your friends are because they are in contact with it.
It's like, oh my God, they're here. Holy crap. Yes. Okay.
Guys, they're here. Guys.
Yeah. Nericiana and
do I-
Bavardo get very excited, and they come running out to you, and they look around and they don't see anything. Where are they?
Like, I don't know. I can feel it though.
Yeah, you can tell that they're some distance away, but probably close enough that they can see this big giant building you're standing next to, and you know they're coming from that direction, the direction you came from.
So I can't see them.
You can't currently,
Okay.
but it's almost like you know exactly where they are. Like you could say they're like about 500, 600 yards in that direction, so they're close.
Okay. 500-600
Yeah.
yards.
Your ring currently is fully charged.
So would
There's
they
some
be
rock
able
formation.
to?
There's some like landmass formations that prevent you from seeing them, plus the weather, the falling snow.
Is that like maybe yelling distance?
Over the wind, it would be very, very hard. But if you were to move out in that direction, you could.
Okay. How many charges was it to make an ice clone?
Okay, that is, I believe, 6.
Oh man, I should have planned more. Dang. Ooh, I know. Just at first level, I'm just going to cast a thunder wave because that's pretty loud.
It can be heard out to a range of 300 feet.
JK, that's not loud enough.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna make a clone.
All right.
And then
A snow Paulton materializes or comes up out of the snow in front of you.
I'm like, all right.
Looks just like you.
Okay. Go
Does he
go
look-
get him.
Does he look like
Go-
old Paulton or
Or-
current?
Looks
or
like
new
current
Paulton,
Paulton. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Current Paulton. Okay.
So the rest of you are over by your wagons and horses and whatnot. You see Paulton marching through the snow up the road toward you. But his skin has taken on a bluish tinge. You can almost see kind of like blue veins on his pale arms and neck. And his hair is raven black and longer than it used to be.
Can I
I-
not get like overly close, but like
Yeah.
just so that they
Hauntingly
can,
close.
not too close because so he's gonna like walk up,
Okay.
like still keeping some distance.
Yeah.
And after everyone sees him, he's just like, "Hey,
Evelyn, in not knowing what's real and what's not, and me rolling for 50-50, also rolled a nat 20 on this Paulton.
Okay.
So she is certain that this is the real Paulton, and she's like, Paulton, we missed you so much. What did you do to your hair? I mean, it looks pretty good anyway, but what did? Hi, we missed you.
And he's just gonna say, he's up there waiting for you, and then it just turns to slosh.
Not real.
I knew it. This wasn't real. I knew it.
Everyone needs to stay here. Everyone
What?
That was the real Paulton. He's snow now.
Everyone needs to stay here and just not move. That's just we can't. This is so bad. This is so bad.
And what? Just wait for him?
No, we
Hey,
can't.
Chris,
Yes, Miranda.
how much does Miranda know about the Raven Queen?
Good question. Make a intelligence religion check.
Excellent. I can do that. 27.
Wow. Okay, so
I'm smart.
here's the skinny. You're buried in the snow thinking about the Raven Queen. And what memory tells you, your long elven memory tells you, is there was a conflict ages ago, which caused a division in the elves, the conflict between the good elves and the drow. There was an elf queen who tried to deal with that conflict and tried to bring the elves back together, and her name is lost to time. But she intended to work a great magic spell with the aid of several other elves, and the spell did not go off as intended. And she sort of sank into despair and retreated at her failure into the depths of the Shadowfell as the good elves and the evil elves became even more divided. So her ambition failed, ultimately. But it was a noble effort, and she put a lot of herself into the spell, and she became sort of weakened and infirmed and retreated from the world. A number of the elves who fought under her, served under her, she was their queen, went with her into the Shadowfell and became known as the Dusk Elves or the Shadar-kai. And over time, exposure to the Shadowfell may have had some dolorous effect on her, but something happened and she transformed into a more godlike being, kind of bound to the Shadowfell with these elves in service to her. And all you know is that she is now kind of an emblem of death, sort of a goddess of death who uses ravens to make sure that souls get to where they need to go. But occasionally, a soul will so catch her interest, like a raven, she wants to hoard it and keep it and protect it, and so she kind of locks it away in the Shadowfell. And her elves go out into the Shadowfell and into the world to try to find these people of destiny and these people of great souls, not necessarily good souls, possibly even dark souls, who should be shepherded and cultivated and helped to achieve their complete and full destiny. And that's what she sort of does. And these elves go around and they collect mementos of greatness and bring them to her so that she can decide what souls to keep versus what ones to let her ravens carry off into the afterlife.
While Miranda is still in her little hidey hole in the snow, she's gonna say a quick prayer to the Raven Queen, and almost a prayer to what she was and what she stood for before she came to the Shadowfell, but also the being that she is now.
Okay.
Just with all of her, every small amount of hope that she still has left, just put into this prayer.
Okay. That shrieking raven that was accosting the tavern not too long ago lands on top of the Vardo and squawks at you, Miranda.
Okay, I'm going to pop my head out of the snow and look right at it.
Okay. It has fixed its beady eyes on you.
Can I tell if it wants anything from me?
You're not sure. But if this is some sort of emissary or agent of the Raven Queen, it's possible it might want some kind of trinket or memento.
Okay. I'm going to...
Something that has a memory attached to it.
I'm going to stand up and walk over to where it is and put my arm up in case it wants to land, and then go through my pack and pull out my U wand.
Okay. It will land on your arm, and it will take the U wand up in its talons, and then fly off north.
Strix is like, you got friends? Where's my friends?
I don't know. I think it liked me. I don't know. Maybe it hated me, and it's just using this to track me down later. I don't know. I tried, you guys. I tried to get help, and I don't think I did it.
Great.
Did anyone else see that vision of a raven that just happened?
Strix is gonna use alter self to turn herself into Strahd.
Ooh, I don't like this image.
All right, so you're this ghastly, pale, haunting figure of Strahd.
Evelyn dives into the snow with fear.
And she just says, please stay here. And then she dimension doors to the tavern.
Strahd just went to the tavern. We have
You'll have to dimension door multiple times.
She'll do it.
Okay.
No!
Ooh, this seems bad.
No, Evelyn!
Oh, this
all of
seems
us, all of us run for the tavern, as far as I'm
bad. Yeah,
concerned.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Strix. We're not good at staying put.
No, start coming.
Ezek didn't get any orders, so he's just hanging out here, I
So,
guess.
No,
and as-
Evelyn's like, "Come on, Ezek." She's moving the
All right,
caravan.
he'll hop off the Vardo, take his battle axe, and go marching up the road through the snow
Okay.
with his 2 guards behind him, and Lord Nile will take his horse forward.
So as we're running there, can I take one of the sticky poisons that I had received way back when before Razanisi and then apply it to one of my daggers?
Sure.
Great.
You notice as you're applying it to your dagger, your hand is just shaking in the cold. You do it, but it's
Oh yeah,
damn.
half
Damn
cold,
cold.
half rage. It's just all kinds of shakiness.
Paulton, they're closing on you, one faster than the others. It's Strix.
It's like,
Going,
ooh, ooh, okay.
Wow!
Like, okay, everyone, places. And I like go inside and I like
Okay.
find a chair. I'm like, okay, chair. And I'm like constantly like adjusting pose. I'm like, no,
cooler?
no.
Make a perception check as you're moving chairs or just moving them around the room.
19.
Okay, you see in a dark corner of the tavern what appears to be a figure that wasn't there before. You just catch it out of the corner of your eye. It seems to be, it looks like almost like a hunched crone, but made entirely of twigs.
Do I recognize it?
You've seen her before in that Shadowfell fortress you were spirited off to after saving Evelyn's soul. She's the one who gave you the hand.
It's like,
And when you see it, you hear this sound.
it's like, oh, and I have the chalice. I'm like,
Yeah.
I got a thing.
You see her just sort of, or it, pull kind of back into the shadows and then is gone.
Okay, I got it.
And then Lavardo taps you on the shoulder like, ah! And he's like,
It's like, ah, Jesus. What? Yeah, hi. Yeah, hi.
who are you talking to?
No one.
Where do you want us?
It's like, okay. Just
You don't have a plan, do you? Says Luciano.
I'm like, look, I have the general. Just like, stay hidden, lay low. You'll know.
They look at each other and nod. And then they silently skulk off.
Paul's gonna do like a quick little. Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
Strix, as Strahd, you go bamf, 500 feet, bamf, another 500 feet, bamf, another 500 feet. How many dimension doors do you want to use?
I'm not that far, am
You're
I?
500 yards, so
Okay.
that's 1,500 feet, so 5.
Jesus.
So that's 3.
Can I just like go on my broom for some of that?
Sure.
Okay.
Strahd on a broom. All right, so you're going to use, let's say you used one spell slot, and then
Yeah.
you broomed it. All right.
Yeah. I just used the spell slot to get ahead of everyone so that
All
you
right,
would
so
attack
you
me first.
see that the tavern has all these hanging twig glyphs off of it. It's got a pile of snow on its weighted down roof that's collapsed and has holes in it in a few places. You see a battered old coach with a ogre zombie strapped to the front of it in front. What do you do? There's also a dark opening where the door would be, but there's no door.
Can I yell with my
And there's an
like,
army of snowmen everywhere.
Can I just like yell with my like thaumaturgy, just be like, Paulton, you don't want to turn into Strahd. That's really bad. I have a visual representation for you out here. Blah.
Does it? Wait. So when she's transformed, does it still sound like Strix or?
That's a good question. I mean, you kind of know it's Strix. You're currently omnipresent. And you've seen her do this before.
I figured as much.
This isn't a new trick. But alter self, I'm just checking to see if it's only visual. You change what you look like, but not what you sound like.
No.
So Strix's voice coming out of Strahd.
I hear this. I hear that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just like,
And she's obviously on a broom because you can hear it backfire.
door's open. I mean, it's not even there.
Come in.
You can come in. It's fine.
As soon as he says that, I'll turn back into Strix, be like, I don't even know when I'm doing this.
Okay.
I'll just go.
Are you going to land?
I'll just land. I'm just gonna go in the door. Just be like,
All right.
why are you doing this?
Make a perception
Where's-
check, Strix.
I got a 1.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy!
I'm just
Holy
like,
smokes!
where's everyone else?
They're dead. You killed them.
Hang on. All right. As you walk in the door and you sort of your eyes adjust from the white to sort of the dark gray interior, Strix, you are backstabbed
Hellish rebuke.
twice. Hold on. That's a reaction. So the first attack hits you, and I have to roll Dema as one of the Shatterkai assassins. Gets you.
The stab has already happened, though, right?
The stab has happened.
I see the stab. I'm just like, that wasn't it.
Okay,
That wasn't the.
Strix,
Damn it.
the first stab does 34 points of damage.
That's all the damage I can take.
Okay, then you fall unconscious before you can take a reaction.
Oh,
And
That-
then the other one stabs you again,
okay.
which means you fail, or it has to hit you, which means you fail 2 death saves.
Right. Great.
I said after the first one that wasn't. Why would?
So Paulton, she comes in, your Shatterkai assassins come out, stab her twice in the back. She goes down with a thump, and they like hold their daggers up, dripping with blood, and they're like, what?
I had a speech. I had a plan, and there was this really cool cutscene in my head. But then she showed up in a different form alone, and I had to like try and do quick read. But all right, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's
Nericiana will look absolutely flabbergasted, but Lavardo will come up and say, "Oh, scusa," and he'll hug you.
I'm just like, it's fine. We can work with it.
Let's roll initiative for everybody else. And Strix. All right.
8.
8 for Evelyn.
13.
13 for DF.
12.
12 for Strix. Miranda?
That did not go how I planned, by the way.
16, even with my disadvantage.
And Paulton.
19.
All right. Yeah, so Paulton, you are definitely the first to go.
It's like, God, okay. And the rest of them aren't here yet.
Correct.
Can I like feel how far they are with the snow thing?
You're not currently in contact with the snow, so no. You're inside. However, Nericiana says to you, Lavardo says, perhaps now would be a good time to drink her blood.
It's like, I'm just like, okay.
It's like spitting out of her back.
Oh God. Okay. Do I know if there's like, is there anywhere?
Here's your chalice.
Oh, thank you. You're so helpful. Thank you. I'm just like, all right. I'm just gonna like grab just a couple like drops. Does this count as my action?
This, if you're planning to drink her blood, yes.
I just kind of wanted to catch a couple with the chalice and just set it aside for now.
Okay. Nericiana is like, maybe we should wait until she's dead. How does this work?
It's like I'm just like, okay, I have this. There's some of it in there. I don't know. There's no like.
It's
There's
like,
no like.
and you're like catching it like a little dog.
Oh God! Oh gross! This is
Gets
so
all
gross.
over your
Okay,
face.
just sit down. Like, okay. So do I have?
Yeah,
Do I have an action?
you have an action. You're trying to catch
Okay.
some of the blood in the thing and then put it off on a table somewhere.
Okay. Could I just dimension door her body elsewhere?
Ugh.
I just really okay. I don't want to deal with this right now.
I think you can like throw something through it.
Doesn't it have to be a willing creature?
Hang on. Yeah, I was just looking that up. Yes, it has to be a willing creature. She's not currently.
Okay. Is there like a rug or something? And I'm just gonna like just grab something nearby and just like put it over. I'm like,
Yeah, you just sort of pull this old matted rug toward her, but you have to sort of like, it's underneath some furniture, so you're like trying to tug it out from under some tables and chairs, and it's just tearing to pieces in your hands.
It's
So
like,
now you're holding
oh,
like
geez.
two pieces of a rug. Time Lavardo will kind of fade back into the shadows, see who else blunders through the door. Nericiana, she's searching Strix, and she pulls out the Strahd doll. She says, "What's these?"
Oh God!
I told you I should hold it.
oh no.
And you're like, that totally freaks you out.
Like, no, that thing, that thing needs to be as gone as F right now.
Okay.
Don't mess with it. Don't break it. I don't like it. Well, store it. Store it. We'll put a pin in that one. Not literally. Don't actually. I mean, we'll cross that later. Just
All right.
keep it out of sight.
Miranda, what do you do?
Running just as fast as I can towards the. I think I'm gonna hidden path once
Okay.
to get a little closer.
Yes, as you make your way through, you see you are now kind of in a field of snowmen with little coal eyes, coal nose, and coal mouths, little sticks sticking out of their midsections, little buttons down the front. And as you begin to run between them, they turn and
No one saw that coming.
and look at you, and they shudder and begin to move toward you.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna.
Sorry.
Sorry. I'm gonna use my ring to one of my 3 charges to cast my ram and sort of try and send them flying away from me.
Okay, you can definitely hit one of them with
Okay.
your ram. Okay, so a force-like blast comes out of your ring, and there it is. Takes on the likeness of a ram's head as it slams into one of these snowmen. And I need to make a roll, and I don't know what it is.
I'm reading it right now.
Ring of the Ram! There it is. Oh, it's an attack roll, so you make a +7 bonus to your d20 roll. And if you hit it, you damage it.
18.
Okay, you definitely hit it. Roll 2d10 force damage, and you knock it back 5 feet.
Oh, get the hell out of here! I don't like snow. 10.
All right, boom. When you slam into it, all the snow just blows back, and underneath it is an ice man that looks like Paulton.
Oh, good.
But he's got this ice sword in its hand. And when you slam to this force, it gets knocked back. Not only did you knock the snowman off of it, but you also created cracks all down the front of this soldier as well. But it is still intact.
Cool.
Neat. Okay.
And as the other ones advance toward you, you see their snow beginning to fall away as well, revealing ice sculptures of Paulton underneath.
Excellent.
And there must be at least 100 of them.
Oh, cool.
Okay, and then we come to Diath.
He can't fly.
Diath can't fly. And you see Diath, Miranda sort of run ahead, and she's being surrounded by a dozen or so of these snowmen. The others are also waking up. And it's a lot of them between you and that tavern.
he's just gonna keep sprinting towards that tavern as fast as he possibly can. If for some reason the snowmen start to engage or start getting closing in on them, I'll use cunning action to disengage to
Okay.
be able to swiftly move past them.
Yeah, so right
Dieth is
now,
like,
they haven't gone yet.
okay,
They haven't attacked yet, so you can basically disengage your way through them without provoking any oppies.
okay, yeah. So that's what he's doing. He's like trolling his way around, like dodging left and right, just
Yeah.
like swerving his way all around them, and just running towards the tavern with a sudden sense of sickening dread, and doesn't even feel like the coldness or the snow around him at this point. He is just focused on that, and he just keeps saying it to himself over and over, no, this isn't real. This isn't real. No, this isn't real.
All right. Strix, on your turn, you disappear.
Right. Yep.
Paulton, you see Strix's bleeding form just kind of oily. She vanishes, and there's just a cloud of oily smoke where she used to be.
What is, God, okay, this is not how I pictured it. Can I perceive what might have happened?
You've seen it before.
Yeah, when she disappeared up in the Frost Giant village, quite suddenly, spirited away, as it were, she came back sometime later after you'd gotten on your airship and flied off to Chult, telling stories that she was spirited away by another party of adventurers.
Oh, right. Okay.
You think that may have just happened again
It's like, oh, so right when
as she's bleeding out.
Do you see that giggle? I'm bleeding out. Hee.
I mean,
it's like, oh, okay. So as soon as things start happening, you're just like, whoops, sorry, got another party to go to. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and so that's Strix's turn. Evelyn, you see Miranda is using some sort of ring power to blast snowmen as they close in around her. Dieth is deking through a bunch of these snowmen soldiers. What do you do?
I am also booking it toward the tavern,
Okay.
and I'm flying, and I just ignite the sword of Spinelli, or the heart of Spinelli.
All right. Flames crackle all the way up to the tip of the blade as you hold the weapon out, and it lets out this woof sound.
And I'm heading over all these snowmen,
The army. Yeah.
but you know how like if you're a kid and you're just dragging a stick along the ground as you walk? That's kind of how I'm using the sword. I would love to just kind of across a lot of these ice Paulton's heads.
Okay.
I don't know how that works mechanically.
You can only technically attack one, but all you're doing is kind of batting them. Like
Yeah.
you're not intending to damage them per se. You can definitely do that and kind of knock all the snow off of them. So all their snowman facades
Maybe it's like
drop.
kind of intimidating,
Yes.
they've got like little like nick melt marks
exactly.
in their heads.
Yeah, they got little
Yeah.
nicks all through their heads.
Yeah, and I'm doing that like along the path because I'm just trying to go as
Okay.
far as I can, as fast as I can,
Yeah.
but like parallel to Dieth, so kind of along the same path. It's like melty heads.
Yeah, so as Dieth is kind of like bounding between them, avoiding their opportunity attacks, you're just like knocking them in the heads, taking little chips out of them as you go. And
Which
all
shows how different our styles are.
yes, indeed. Okay, and Lord Nile is going to charge in after Miranda and whack at one of these ice soldiers and hit it hard. Okay, and Waffles is... You want her charging into the army of snowmen as well?
I want what will ever keep her alive.
I'm gone, but same. Like,
I tell her to. Yeah, I tell her to go wait for us over there. Like, You go sit by that tree and you don't move.
All right. She just sort of plops down by the tree and just sort of pats her feet nervously.
I'll call
into the
you when
snow.
we're ready.
Though.
Okay. And Simon will.
I take off her blindfold too, in case that was still on her.
Okay. Simon is going to follow and attack. He rolled an 18 on the die.
This sounds foreboding.
Miranda,
Uh-huh.
Who's he attacking?
Miranda, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Excellent. Oh, 19.
Excellent. You saved versus. So you take 1 point of damage from a dart that sort of sticks you in the back, and you take half damage from his poison. 12, 13, 14, 15, 24. So you take 16 points of poison damage for a total of 17 points of damage.
Cool. Okie dokie. That's rude.
All right. Paulton,
Mm.
I'm going to let you take the last action of this game. What would you like to do as Strix's oily smoke evaporates in the air?
How far am I from making contact with the snow? It's just right outside,
Yeah, it's
right?
like 10 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna walk outside to see what I see and feel.
As soon as you do that, you can see Diath running up the snow toward you, about
Yeah, okay.
60 feet away. Evelyn, about the same distance away, but up in the air, whacking your ice soldiers in the head with a flaming sword as she goes past. And you see Miranda and a guy with a sack on his head on a horse fighting off a bunch of your ice soldiers.
How far are Miranda and the guy on the horse?
They're about the same distance, about 60 feet away, just off to the side from Diath and Evelyn.
60 feet. Okay. I'm gonna quickly talk to the ring.
Okay.
Be like, so when you say blood of the friends, it's like that one right there. I point to Miranda. I'm just like, that one there's not. We're not super tight.
True.
Do we need her?
No.
Okay, because she seems like she's gonna be a problem. So
Yeah, plus she's got a crush on me.
like that's true. It's like out of everyone, she seems most problematic and also least useful. Agreed, right?
I concur.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna cast banishment on her
Okay.
and get her the GTFO out of here.
So, banishment requires a saving throw, Miranda.
Okay.
That will be a charisma saving throw.
Okay. 17.
You thwart him.
Dang, those saving rolls, girl.
And I call him like, you are such a pain in my ass. Jesus.
Thank you.
All right, and we will pick up this battle next week.
No.
When the Waffle Crew returns for another exciting episode.
Miranda's just like, nope,
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 nope, nope.
It's
Nope.
this D20. I'd like to take a D20 publicly
All right.
so it knows that I love it. It's been very
Yes,
kind.
we'll stay in initiative order, and the first person to go next week will be you, Miranda.
Okay.
And now, Holly, you've got you're going to be putting in an appearance tomorrow
Yes.
on Acquisitions Inc. The C Team. You'll
Yes, I will be
you'll have to
there.
tell Jerry
I'm bleeding out.
that you've got 2 failed death saves.
Chris is like, haha, tell Jerry.
I think the best thing is summoning the most powerful member of her family. This dead body like appears on the ground. Guess that's your problem now.
There's literally like an artery, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
tomorrow,
Yes.
Strix's dramatic entrance to the C Team will happen, so I'll be guesting on there, and I'm very excited, but
All
I
right.
am also very concerned. At least they have someone that can heal.
You know, maybe Strix should just stay there.
Might be
Right.
safer, actually.
She would never.
All right. Anybody got anything they'd like to share with the crew before we break off for the week?
I'm gonna be on Waffle Talk right after this.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yay!
I get to cry with them. Yay!
You can talk about how dumb Strix is.
Never. Miranda and I love Strix, so we would never ever do that.
Aw.
I do have the second episode of my podcast where I DM'd for the first time. It's called Shit Goes Down, episode 2. All
Yep.
wine is good wine.
How was
But it's
how was
not-
the second episode compared to the first in terms of DM experience?
I learned quite a bit from the first episode, namely, don't prepare so much because you set up a plot hook and your players will go, no, we're going to go see this dude that has an ox, even though that's not at all part of the game. So, yeah, I made up pretty much all of the episode on the fly.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Nice. Speaking of which, my show In the Birdcage is on Thursdays, where I haven't prepared at all, so I'll probably be doing the same thing. It'll be great.
We got
didn't
this.
do that, Anna. Anna's in the game, but it's been really fun. It's a Planescape game. There's were ravens, and I'm having a blast. So if
Playing
you
a character that's completely selfish and a kleptomaniac has been a nice break.
yeah, all she's already tried to steal from NPCs, and it's hilarious. So.
Oh, I did steal from him.
You did, and you succeeded.
Speaking of shows, my show that I DM, Misclicks D&D Lost Mine, in which we play the starter set adventure for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, The Lost Mine of Phandelver, will be in 30 minutes on twitch.tv/misclicks, so starting at 6:30 Pacific time. And I'm doing it because I've been saying I wanted to DM forever, and I know there are a lot of people like me that would like to, but feel like there's a huge barrier to entry and they feel scared. And so I'm trying to just be transparent about first timing. The first time I ever played D&D was on stream too, so you guys are just experiencing everything with me. So this will be the first, this will be the second episode. I almost killed my usual DM on Misclicks by making him fall out of a tree. It was very satisfying. I hope that something similar will happen this week. And then on Thursday I play Wilhelmine on Holly's show, Trapped in the Birdcage. So tune into this channel for that.
Next, not this weekend, but the following weekend, March 9th through 11th, I'll be in Toronto, Canada for EGLX. I'll be there doing panels and signings and meet and greets and things. So if you're in that area, come on by the EGLX and say hi.
Oh, I forgot one thing. Do you mind?
Yeah, sure.
My job that's not D&D is producing for Twitch, and we announced all the contestants and the premiere date for Stream On, which is our streaming game show. It's something that I've been working on for literally years, and I would appreciate anyone who wants to engage and watch it and share about it. You can see some about it on my Twitter, and you will see more and more in the next couple weeks until we premiere on March 8th. It's going to be a really, really cool show in which we are taking some streamers who are just on the verge of making streaming their full-time career or taking their stream to the next level, and letting them vie for a $60,000 grand prize
Holy
or $5,000 a month to jumpstart their streaming career.
That's
And
super hot.
they're all really, really awesome streamers that are really fun to watch. So I encourage you to please tune in, and personally would ask for your help with getting the word out and encouraging people to watch the show, because that will help me personally.
If any of them are good D&D players, let me know.
There are some D&D
Yeah.
players.
If we need some more NPCs to torture.
That's right.
Yes, and that show is going to premiere on the 8th on twitch.tv/twitch at 3 p.m. on Thursdays.
Cool. All
Sorry,
right, then.
I jumped back in.
That's all right. I think that's it, right?
The usual Dice
yes.
Camera Action subreddit, that's all. I've said it a million times. I'm just going to spam that link.
Yep. Groovy. Okay, so next week's episode will be super fun and exciting. We'll jump right into combat and pick up where we left off. I'm not sure what state Strix will be in if and when she comes back from the sea team.
It is the Shadowfell. I mean, it could be. Time is weird there.
It is very peculiar. And, well, until that time, take care of each other, and arrivederci.
Bye.
Bye. Stay tuned for what?